Okay, we're going to talk about comparative and superlative adjectives. Comparative adjectives are used if you're comparing two people, places, things, or groups. For example, we are going to always add ER to a majority of short adjectives. However, we're going to add the word more in front of longer adjectives. Look at these examples. Tall will turn to taller if I'm comparing two objects. We can't say colorfuler, so we use the word more in front, more colorful. Short becomes shorter, but enormous has to now become more enormous. For superlative adjectives, we're talking specifically about things that compare three or more people, places, things, or groups. For those, we're going to add EST to the end, or we will use most in front of some longer adjectives. If I'm talking about a large group of people and I said he is the tallest, I would then have to say it is the most colorful of all the feathers on a bird. I could say the shortest person in a room, or the most enormous. Now, if I'm talking about the three owls that you see down here, I'm going to use some comparative and superlative adjectives here. I'm going to try a superlative for owl number one. Owl number one is the most small, or I could have said the smallest owl, because I'm comparing owl number one to all of them. I could say that owl number two is larger, ER, because I'm comparing it to owl number one, is larger than owl number one. I'm going to go back to another superlative and say that owl number three is, the biggest of all the owls, because I'm comparing it to all three. Now, just like many other things in the English language, there are some exceptions. Irregular superlative and comparative forms might come with good and bad. I would never say that something is gooder or the goodest. I would say that it is better or that it is the best. The same goes with bad. We don't say badder or baddest. We would say that something is worse or it is the very worst. At the very bottom, you're going to have to put what you think would sound better. We're never going to say ER, EST, and the word more and most. I wouldn't say he is the most biggest dog I ever saw. I would take out the word most, and I would just say he is the biggest dog I ever saw. Now, for your writing prompt down at the bottom, you can do a couple of things. You may complete this writing prompt on a Google Doc and share it with your teacher, or you may write these answers on a separate sheet of paper and turn it in.